Welcome everyone to Doga Yoga. I'm so excited to have you join us on the mat today for a beautiful, slow and luxurious Hatha hips class. So come into seated cross-legged. You might have a block underneath your hips. Place your hands at heart center and just start to breathe. Feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, and arrive. Feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, and arrive. Take your time. When you're ready, big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach high to the sky, open up the body, and exhale. 1 more, scoop all that good energy in and bring it back into your heart. Release the hands, place them on your knees and just straighten the spine. Roll one shoulder and then the other. Just get a little movement into the shoulders, the neck, wobble side to side. Move intuitively with your body and breath. Taking your time to be. When you're ready, gain nice length in the spine, reaching high from the crown of the head, and we're going to extend our right leg out. Bring the left foot into our thigh, place our right hand on our knee, and reach our left hand and then our right hand forward. So we're going to find length in the spine on our inhale and exhale. Just soften and release over the legs today. Let the body and gravity just do its thing. Inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, release. You might sway side to side slightly, you might be still. Just notice what's coming up for you here. When you're ready, gently walk your fingers back in towards the body. Slide the right hand down the right leg, can be to the shin, the foot, and place the left hand on the hip. You might just stay here, opening up the side, or you might reach those left fingers all the way over, trying to grab the right toes. So we're stacking the shoulders here, opening the heart up to the side of the room. Gaze goes towards our armpit or sky here. Flow with the breath. When you're ready, come back to center, and we're going to do all of that on the other side. So left leg long, right foot into the thigh. Find length. And walk, unfold. Let the body grow heavy over the legs. Just find that connection with the breath. You might be still, or you might sway side to side. And when we're ready, gently come on up. Slide our left hand down our leg. It might be on our knee, our ankle, or our foot, and reach that opposite hand up over. See if we can get our fingers towards our toes. And it's the act of trying. It's not having to grab our toes, but it's just opening up that whole side body. When we're ready, come on back. We're going to cross our ankles over, bringing our right foot underneath our glute. See if we can cross our left foot over. If this is too much for you, extend the right leg. Find lots of length in the spine here. Really get comfy, make sure both sitting bones are on the ground. Before we lean over our legs once more, nice juicy hip stretch. So find that deep, full, even breath here. If you find it's too short or too shallow, back out. Go to where feels good. This is your practice. Come on up, and we're gently going to come into a twist. So left hand behind us, right hand on our right knee, and just revolve. We should say left knee. Try and lengthen the spine on our inhale. Grow tall through the crown of the head. Find lots of space in our vertebra. And revolve a little deeper. Gaze towards the side of the room or over that back shoulder. When we're ready, come to the other side. So you might just uncross the legs, or you might, like I did, Give yourself a little twist going all the way 360 around your mat, and you'll find your legs automatically cross to the other side. Find length in the spine, and once more, fold forward. Let gravity do its thing, my friends. Connect the tailbone, glue your tights or your shorts to the earth, and release. When we're ready, gentle twist on the other side, so left elbow over the top knee. Right hand behind us as we find length and revolve. Length and revolve. When we're ready, come on back to center. We're going to make our way over to tabletop position. So all fours. You can have the toes untucked or tucked. And make your way into a cat-cow. Just a couple of movements, intuitive here. You might take a little bit of a wriggle, really getting into the shoulders, into the hips, wriggle the neck. Take a rib cage roll one way and then the other. Really just working out any kinks. When we're ready, we're all going to make our way into our downward facing dog. So tuck our toes under, really push into our hands, send our hips high. You might just stay here, or you might like to walk the dog, dropping one heel and then the other. Really working into the hips bit by bit. Flowing with that rise and fall. When we're ready, we'll come to stillness, and we're going to crisscross our legs up to standing. See if you can keep them straight. You might have the knees super bent. It's all a compromise. Sweeping one foot in front of the other. You'll feel lots of stretching in the calves, the hamstrings, the side of the hips here. And just get here. It's all a compromise until we're at the top of our mat. We're going to fold over as much as we like. The knees as bent as we need. We're going to cross our left foot to the back outside of our right foot. So our feet are next to each other. And then we're going to go to the other side. Right foot behind and outside the left. So your hands might be on blocks or they might be on the ground. Just breathing and releasing here. We'll come back, feet hip distance apart, and come on up to halfway lift. Hands to the tops of the knees, push away and fold. 2 more. Inhale, rise, and exhale. Inhale, lengthen parallel to the ground, and fold once more. Really release. Roll on up vertebra by vertebra. Take your time. Big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. Feet wider than hip distance and sink down, hips down to the ground into a yogic squat. Now we're going to push into our feet, activate our core, really gain strength, push up high to the sky, reach, 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 and exhale, sink back into our squat once more. We're going to do this a couple more times. Really find connection to the earth, find connection to our core, rise high to the sky, reach, little back bend, and exhale, sink. Find your comfy space here, find your edge. Really get connection with the earth, find length in the spine, and when we're ready, we're going to play. You might wriggle side to side here, you might just take a little sway side to side in the hips. And when we're ready, we're all going to come back, hands to heart center, and rise up once more high to the sky. Bring our hands to heart center. When we're ready, one more big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers or knees, your choice, and exhale, fold. When we're ready, pick up that right foot, step it behind us, and come down onto our knees. Beautiful lunge here, light on the fingertips, gaze forward and up. Breathing and releasing. Breathing. When we're ready, we're going to take a gentle twist. So put our left hand on our left knee, gently send our gaze over that back shoulder. Spine nice and long, revolving. And when we're ready, we're going to get that left hand on the inside of our left foot, keeping that knee glued into our shoulders, coming into our lizard lunge. Now you can stay on your fingers or come onto your forearms at the forehead. Relax down and getting deep and juicy into our hips. Find that deep, full breath here, really getting into the space. When we're ready, we're gently going to rise on up. Now, option to just stay here. Or you might like to come onto the outside edge of that left foot, getting deep into the hips, sending that knee out to the side. That hand can be on the lower back, or you might reach your left hand behind you, gaze towards the back fingertips. When we're ready, we're going to scoot ourselves around, core nice and strong, to the long edge of our mat, coming into a wide-legged fold forward. Hands underneath our shoulders and release. When you're ready, wriggle yourself around to the back of the mat, coming into a lunge on the other side. Back toes are untucked, gaze is high, fingers are light, weight is light on the fingertips. Finding length and softening. Place that hand on the right knee, gaze over the shoulder and twist. When you're ready, release that hand. Place that hand on the inside of your right foot and come on down either onto the forearms or back onto the fingers into lizard lunge. Finding that space, that deep, full, beautiful breath, and come on up. When we're ready, we're going to gently take our time coming onto the outside edge of that right foot. Just playing here, finding that comfy space of challenge. That hand might come to the outside edge of that knee, pushing it out. You might place the hand on the hip, reach the fingers behind you, gaze towards the back fingers. When you're ready, swish yourself around to the long edge of the mat, find length in the spine and fold. See if you can walk the fingers behind you, getting the crown of the head further towards the earth. Legs are strong, knees are strong. When we're ready, come on up, halfway lift. Turn our front toes out to the front edge of the mat and into warrior two. Reach our fingers forward and back. Really push into the outside edge of that back foot. Lengthen the front leg, squeeze the kneecap. Reach that front hand forward and up and over, and reach the left hand high to the sky. Trikonasana triangle pose. Gaze towards the top fingers and breathe. Gently come on up and shift your weight, shift your warrior pose to the back of your mat. Straighten that front leg and come into Trikonasana on the other side. Shoulder blades down the back and breathe. When you're ready, come on up. Frame that back foot. Bring that back knee down, toes are tucked, back into a lunge. We're going to bring that back foot up to meet the front, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale, fold. One more big, beautiful halfway lift, spine nice and long. And fold. Relax the crown of the head down and roll on up. Big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale back into our yogic squat. Rise. And root down, sink down. Push into the feet, rise high to the sky, reach up and sink. Really ground down with the tailbone, really push into all four corners of the feet. As we rise up for our last one, really reach high to the sky and fold forward. We're going to step our right foot back, come down onto our knee, one more beautiful lunge. And we're going to send our hips back towards our heels. Our forehead comes towards our knee. That front leg straight, toes flexed into our half split. Now, if you'd like to add a little bit of spice, you can try and lengthen the front leg forward, the back leg back, working your way into a split. And this is absolutely optional. This is just like a little bit extra. And it's all practice and a play. We're all learning and grooving and moving on the mat. Make your way back into your half split, in if you can, and back into your lunge before coming into tabletop position. Take a little wriggle, my friends. Work it out. We got some deep hip stretches going on before we get the right foot in between our hands and then send the hips back into that half split on the other side. So see if you can lengthen that bottom leg, really flex the toes. And if you want to go on, see if you can send that front heel forward a little bit, that back leg back, and just gently send the hips down. And you might have a bolster or a block or something underneath your hips to really kind of get it there. Take your time, play with this movement, and gently make your way back into your half splits, then your lunge, and then shimmy yourself back to the front of the mat. Eventually, we'll all meet in child's pose, facing the front of the mat. Relax the forehead down, really connect with the breath, connect with the body before we rise up, sitting on our heels. Our hands come to heart center as we breathe. When you're ready, send your hands in front of your knees. Just make your way into a seated position in the middle of your mat. Bring your left foot underneath or behind your right hip. Grab your right foot or your right toes, and we're just going to saw here, bringing the foot and knee in towards the shoulder and out, in towards the shoulder and out. And then we're going to bring that foot into the elbow crease of our left arm, wrap our arm around our right knee, and rock side to side, take circles, really massaging out the hip like a baby here. Really beautiful hip release. Take your time, take as slow or as fast as you need. And then we'll just swap to the other side. So grab our left foot with our left hand. It can be the toes or the outside edge of the foot. And just bring that knee forward and back in a soaring motion. Bring that foot across the body into the right shoulder. Wrap your arms around your left knee and just give yourself a little hug. Give yourself a little massage, a little bit of TLC. When we're ready, we're all going to release here. Place the soles of the feet together. Get our hips towards our heels and then just roll on down vertebra by vertebra onto our backs into reclined butterfly pose. Feel the inner thighs, the glutes, the calves, the knees just relax, melt any last tension into the earth below. You can have your hands resting on your belly, resting on your thighs, giving yourself a little bit of a massage. You might have one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly, or just floating out beside you. Find a place that is giving you comfort and ease. When we're ready, we'll bring our knees in together and bring them into our chest, giving ourselves a nice hug before we rock back and forward up into a seated position. Big arm circle here, up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing on the mat with me today. Namaste.